This is Alvaro Cortez Jr., aka Lance Danger, welcoming you to day 4 of Video Everyday August. And I just wanted to talk about Deadpool Wolverine real quick. As most of you know, I am a fan of Deadpool. I'm more of a fan of the Yo Kelly and Ed McGuinness run from the 90s when it comes to the comics. I feel like the comics usually are hit and miss, especially after the first movie came out, because in my opinion, I feel like the comics try to follow the movie a little too much sometimes, and it kind of backfires in my opinion. I know a lot of people like the Deadpool comics as well post movie. Again, that's just what I think. Like I think it's just hit and miss, to be honest, when it comes to the writing specifically. Writing comedy is really difficult to do, especially to write good comedy. And sometimes I feel like the stories could be better in the comics. That notwithstanding, quick overview of my thoughts on 1 and 2. The first one is my favorite movie. I consider it one of the best origin superhero movies, actually. It was really well written, really well acted. It really not only surprised me, but it surprised a lot of people back then when it came out. It's so it's so hard to think back now when the first movie came out, how relatively groundbreaking it actually was, because now every movie tries to kind of be like Deadpool in some way or another. Also, Deadpool was the one that spearheaded the R-rated superhero movie as well. I know there was Blade before, but you know what I mean. Like, Blade in its time definitely was groundbreaking as well. No one's taking that away from it, but Deadpool was the one that had a massive mainstream appeal across the board when it came to that first movie. And again, after that came the R-rated Logan movie, which was, one of the best comic book movies also. So yeah, I think a lot of things and the MCU, even though they always had comedy in their movies, it feels like they amped up the comedy even more after Deadpool came out, even though Deadpool wasn't a part of the MCU at that point yet. But yeah, I really liked it. I really liked the first movie. It's my favorite one. The second one, it's odd because I didn't like it as much story-wise as the first one. But as a movie, I actually saw Deadpool 2 more than I saw Deadpool 1. And I can't quite... I don't know, I guess because Deadpool 2 spoke to the kid in me in a way. Contrary to the first Deadpool that was kind of talking more to my teenager and young adult self. Oddly enough, Deadpool 2 actually kind of spoke to the kid in me, and I guess that's why it resonated maybe a little bit more. I watched it more in the theater when it came out, and again, the story I felt was relatively weaker compared to the first one, and it could have definitely, in my opinion, been a little bit shorter compared to the first one. But it was still a good, entertaining movie. And now, Deadpool Wolverine. I actually saw it opening weekend, and I've seen it again since, and I'm likely going to see it again. Probably a couple of more times. I had complicated feelings towards Deadpool Wolverine. It is definitely the most entertaining movie of the year that I've seen so far, probably by far. And probably the most entertaining superhero movie I've seen in probably since The Batman, to be honest. Matt Reeves' The Batman, which was a super entertaining movie to me. And before that, of course, Spider-Man Homecoming, or rather, Spider-Man No Way Home. It's just, it's complicated because, once again, kind of like with Deadpool 2, story-wise, it's kind of the weakest of the three movies, not gonna lie. But at the same time, it's freaking Deadpool versus Wolverine. You know, like, you get what's advertised for this movie. Like, you know, you get what you pay for. You want to see a Deadpool Wolverine movie, you are going to get a Deadpool Wolverine movie. And that's enough, to be honest. Like, the movie kind of writes itself in that aspect. And surprisingly, it was also kind of a love letter to all the Fox Studios era of Marvel Comics. And even though it's been over a week now, I don't want to go into spoilers for the movie. And if you guys want, I can do like a more detailed spoiler full kind of review type thing, but right now I just want to give my general thoughts about it. Story wise, my least favorite of the three. Entertainment factor though is off the charts. It is probably the funniest movie of the three Deadpool movies, to be honest, and a lot of it is because of Hugh Jackman as well. Hugh Jackman is such a fantastic actor and such a fantastic performer and entertainer that he just has outstanding chemistry with Ryan Reynolds. Even when they would tease each other since the first Deadpool movie, like teasing a possible team up or whatever, like even those little skits, they showed a lot of chemistry together, and that chemistry is just fantastic for a buddy cop kind of movie like Deadpool Wolverine kind of is. It's kind of like a love letter to those kind of buddy movies as well from the 80s and 90s. Like in that aspect, it really hits the ball out of the park, to be honest, in my opinion. It is an incredibly entertaining film. Well, the only thing that kind of disappointed me was that a lot of the secondary actors from the first and second movie really aren't featured much at all. And these are characters that you kind of, grown to really like and have helped expand the story of Deadpool in his little pocket universe and whatever. So seeing them kind of be to the side, pretty much just minimal side players in this movie was kind of disappointing, but at the same time, again, it's Deadpool and Wolverine. So it kind of makes up for it in that aspect. I'm sure there's probably going to be at least one more Deadpool movie. They'll probably feature the secondary characters a little more or whatever. But once again, highly entertaining movie. Story-wise, it's your shut your brain kind of movie, to be honest. Like, as long as you don't go with any expectations other than just seeing Deadpool and Wolverine in a movie and kicking ass, then you won't be disappointed. Like, it definitely delivers in that aspect of, like, it's not like minimum screen time for either one of them. They have just about almost the same screen time, and the fights are amazing. So yeah, if you were a fan of the first two movies, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. If you're not a big fan of the movies, the type of comedy, or either of the characters, then this movie won't change your mind, to be honest, I think. So again, watch at your own peril or watch at your own comfort. Whichever the case, to me, it was an incredibly entertaining movie that I will likely see again. And actually, I'm going to rewatch the first two Deadpool movies. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.